So, here I am, 45 years old, standing at a curious crossroads where the road behind me is finally long enough that I can turn around and actually see it. Life has a way of rushing forward so quickly that most of us never get a chance to step aside and look at the patterns we've been weaving. But now, with a little distance, with a little earned perspective, I find myself asking, what have I been doing all these years? What have I declared important? And who exactly was I declaring it for? It's a humbling question, a liberating one. Because as I look back, I notice all the things I quietly denied myself, not out of lack, not always, but out of some strange loyalty to the expectations that others had of me. I had spent so long being the version of myself that made everyone else comfortable that I forgot there was another self waiting patiently behind the curtain, clearing a throat from time to time, asking, what about me? And now, as those years have stacked up, I feel the weight of that question. What ground can I make up? What pleasures, what curiosities, what small rebellions can I finally permit myself? So I did something simple, and for me, something profound. I bought a motorcycle. Not because I needed it, not because it was logical or strategic or part of some 5-year plan, but because at long last I had shed enough of the fear of whispers, of ridicule, of raised eyebrows from people whose approval I somehow allowed to govern my life. And yes, at first, it stung a little bit, the ridicule. How can it not? You feel it like a spark on bare skin. But then something happened. I realized the sting was diagnostic. It showed me exactly who around me understands the deeper game of living and who's still trapped in the shallow one. Who supports the unfolding of my life and who's merely surprised that I've stepped outside the character they had assigned to me. Think about the absurdity of it all. Living a whole life overcoming hardships, wars fought, building strength, gathering wisdom, and yet worrying about the sneers of people who can't fathom you stepping out of the template they've placed you in. A template designed to make them feel more at ease. We spend years perfecting a performance, stable, predictable, agreeable, so that everyone around us feels secure. We wear the costume, we learn the lines, we hit the cues, and for what? For our next artificial milestone, the promotion that won't matter in 10 years, the nicer car that depreciates the moment it touches the pavement, the house that grows emptier as the soul inside grows quieter. Society rewards the performance, and the soul pays the tab. And there is a reason for that tension. Those little clashes inside us, they're not flaws, they're signals. They're the seams where our true self strains against the role we've been handed. So here I am. No, here I truly am, 45 years old, finally listening to that voice within, finally doing what I want to do, doing what I denied myself for decades because I believed my life belonged to the comfort of others. And yes, the sideways comments, the ridicule from those who haven't yet learned what age and adversity have taught me, that their judgment is not a reflection of my choices, but of their fears. Because the moment you choose yourself, and I mean really choose yourself, you reveal a great deal. You reveal the friends who celebrate your awakening, and you reveal the onlookers who resent you for slipping out of the cage they still sit in. And in this choosing, a motorcycle becomes symbolic. It becomes a small, sacred act, a refusal to be perpetually plugged into a digital world that wants your attention every second it can steal. And for a few precious miles, a motorcycle gives you what our modern world tries to prevent: a break, a breath, a stretch of existence unmediated by the endless notifications or demands. So the question becomes, how many of these escapes? So the question becomes, how many escapes from this fabricated world do we allow ourselves? How many real moments, truly real, do we permit before returning to the matrix of expectations? And what can we say about those who laugh at us for daring to slip free? Well, I mean, you can say this: they reveal themselves. Their discomfort shows. Their judgment is their confession. As for me, I choose differently. I choose the freedom of not doing the expected thing. I choose to grant myself the small, meaningful pauses, the cracks in the routine through which life itself shines. I choose to let the ones who judge me expose their own limitations. And I choose finally to meet myself without the costume, without the script. So here I am, really here, 45, granting myself the life I once postponed, riding into a kind of freedom that only comes when you stop performing and start living. If only for a few beautiful miles at a time. Thanks for riding with me. Hope to see you next time.